Hello, everyone. Welcome into episode 55 of Pariahs. Da-da-da. Oh, two seconds. Hang on. Just realised that I left my window open. With motorbikes and everything else going off outside, I'm like, yeah, probably should close that. But with that, welcome in. Episode 55 of Pariahs. How are we all on this fine Sunday evening? Doing well, I hope.
There's always something that fucks up or doesn't work.
Always.
Yes, there is. How are we all?
Good.
Good. Yeah, just a few volumey bits and bobs. Here we are, we're back. Another week, another episode. Pro streamer fuck-ups. Doing good, hanging out with family for that's fair. That is fair. Well, wish your mum happy Mother's Day from us. She won't know who we are, but do it anyway, just for the memes. But with that, Cypher, do you want to give us the usual?
Yeah. I'm just reading Vanya's notes to see if I can figure out what happened last week.
Good luck.
Yeah, no shit. All right, so last week we started with us returning back to the Folly with the nurse in tow. No, not the nurse, the botanist. You did that fucking last session as well. Son of a bitch.
I'm saying nothing.
So yes, the botanist joined us as she wanted to see Garrett's bush. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
So yeah, she joined us. And upon arriving, she immediately criticized everything that Garrett had done. More is better, bigger is better, sentient even better, as it turns out. She then awoken the shrubbery for it to be called Elias. It's named by Garrett.
Yeah.
It's a very nice moment. Followed by poor Reza getting fucking strung up, dragging Vanya along with her.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was
Desmond
great.
was smart and stayed out of the room. He was like, absolutely fucking not. If anything's gonna go wrong, it's gonna be them.
We couldn't jeopardize Sal.
Yep. Fuck the shit I'm out.
Yeah. So that was memes, but everybody was given a piece of who didn't have a piece was given a piece of jewelry for like a I don't know, like a worker's identification badge, I guess.
Here's your ID card. Cubicle, third on the left. Get to work.
Don't mind the skeletons. So yeah, and then Cypher, being the nugget of chaos, was like, oh, "What about the win?" Because she was in the undercroft. And lo and behold, she stood. Was she in the middle of the arena fighting back fucking
Yep.
tendrils with an axe?
Pretty much.
So, but it's all right. She's all right now, safe and sound. But what about the prisoners?
You did that shit on purpose.
I did. If I didn't, you were going to.
Yeah, I mean, at least you bringing it up gave you a chance of, oh shit, we need to sort that, rather than disappearing, coming back the next day and just finding red paste jam all over the floor.
I see we have made a mistake here. Oops. But yeah, It's all right. The prisoners are fine.
Sure.
Sure.
Traumatized, potentially.
I mean, they're drugged with a fucking the thorn in their neck, pumping the good in them. They'll wake up and be like, "What the fuck was that?"
That was a really weird dream. Oh, no, that wasn't no dream. That was a nightmare, and I'm still living it.
Yeah. I mean, we don't talk about the dead ones. Meat for the grinder, boys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Garrett was like, "Well, that's a thing." And with that, the botanist was like, "I've done my part. I'll be back." And she opens a portal and fucks off. So now there's a gate between the society and the Baron's Folly. But I imagine she'll be back because she's found a room to plant plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's somewhere new to explore. Before you know it, the Undercroft will be a giant underground botanical garden. Exotic.
And I'm just going to point out, Enders, that we have a long-term prisoner that we've had alive for a long time.
Poor Desmond.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, no, I was thinking Krieger, but okay. All right. Or Kruger. Yeah, Kruger. I always say his name.
Yeah.
Right.
It's interchangeable at this point.
He's just basically waiting to die anyways. Fine.
And then after that, Reza was like, "Well, you know how you made this big kerfuffle cipher? Shall we use that to our advantage?" And because Cypher had done nothing wrong, he was like, "Yes, we should." And so the strike force was formed. And they impersonated some Inquisitors, going through the Opal Gate, looping it round to the gate, so it looks like we came from inside the city, and we're like, "Hey, dickheads, put the body down, give us a car, and a beast of burden, and let's be gone." And they were like, "Yes, sir!" Well, one of them went to try and question us, and he was confounded, and then I do believe suggestion. So
Yeah.
but oh fuck, what was I talking about?
And
Yeah, sure. Why
intimidated.
not? Oh yeah, and intimidated. So it was just like, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Just get it gone. Less hassle for us. Less work.
Yeah. So yeah, they did all the work for us, give us a beast of burden, and of course Dim was like, "No horses in this part of town, dickheads."
Yeah. Oh, we'll have a donkey to tow it back, or we'll have a horse. No. No.
Have a Ravager. And we're like, "Well, shit." But it's all right, because we brought Vanya, and she was like, "Alakazula, bibbidi boo, bibbidi bobbidi boo," and turned it into a donkey.
Vanya, just remember that incantation for next time you do polymorph.
I will. It's going to be even more exaggerated next time.
There you go.
I look forward to it.
If you ever hear Vanya chat, run. Oh yeah, so not only did we get the corpse of the old governor, we also got a Ravager to put in the fighting pit. Yeah. As it click-clopped its way fucking to the Baron's Folly as a donkey.
Ah, the memes.
Fucking why not, eh?
I mean, yeah.
I think we left off with us just getting back.
Absolutely. We did indeed.
Oh no, everybody went to bed.
Yes.
And we were gonna do stuff
Yeah.
in the morning.
I had
Yes.
hauled, Reza had hauled the governor's form to a private room she had prepared in the end.
All right. So then, with that said, what is the plan? This is going to be one of those sessions where I, pretty much give you guys the reins and react to whatever it is you're all doing. Those who would need a short rest, I believe now is the time to do so.
Oh, I don't think Reza's getting a short rest.
No, nor do I. So someone needs to watch the new guest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna staring contest with him all night.
Oh no, just... Oh no. I
No.
have a very different plan. There will be no babysitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well, in that case, the first thing I'm probably going to do is bring us into the Baron's Folly. Ignore the random Vanya.
Random Vanya. She's
Random
fucking
Vanya.
everywhere.
She is everywhere.
She is. She's in your dreams.
That's a bad sign if you are. Holy shit. Her power cannot be contained. All right.
I know you dreamed about her last night.
Beg your pardon. All right. Here, though, in the Folly, early morning, Cypher.
Yeah.
You've been
Just
sat.
given the...
Yeah, you've been sat at the back of the Folly for a while.
Yeah.
Completely unbeknownst to Falco, who's been sat at the desk since early hours, scribbling away on the parchment and paperwork. As the morning drew on, Francis would make his appearance, dragging a few sacks from outside. Rather than using the back door, it seems that one of the vendors had parked their wagon outside the front of the Folly, and he was just dragging sacks through. A little further on, you would then begin to notice a few of the Shadow Guard contractors make their way into the Folly, grab breakfast, drinks, where Falco issues a job for the day. One that you know is pretty sour.
I saw Scott leave like in the morning. Okay.
After a brief exchange of words and sending them on their way for a miscellaneous task of your own.
It was an easy job. You know, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Just acquire some venom.
Easy, right?
But with the tavern now quietened down, Falco, with his head in the book, just glances over his shoulder towards you. So, everyone was on tenterhooks last night. You, everything all right?
Yeah, everything's going swimmingly.
Right, good. Are you all right?
Everything is falling into place, Falco.
Right.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm good. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Good
it's been, it's been a few days.
Yep.
You know, and with everyone being pissed off with each other, torn nearly asunder, blooded, bruised, and you know, it's as that whole business with those you know, woo, he makes a weird, you know, magey gesture with his hands, you know, wiggles his fingers. Woo, is that all done with now?
Yes. I'm guessing if there's any left alive, they won't be an issue in the future.
All right. Good. So, in regards to, I mean, it's probably something I need to have a chat with Reza and Vanya, Desmond, Garrett, whatnot about. But do you want me to get in touch with Valentina and get her poking around? You know, there was some sort of outhouse building or that we acquired.
Oh, yeah. You might want to talk to Garrett on that one. As he left a note. So yeah, I'm not sure what building.
Aye. All right. Well, in that case, I'll grab him when I see him next and see what we're gonna do about the outhouse shitter. I think it was. Fuck knows. In the meantime, is there anything else that you lot are needing? Because and he taps the parchment and various tomes on the desk. About to get the last few bits and pieces of orders sorted for Folmar and full restock. Anything else that we need that you can think of?
Not off the top of my head. I don't think so. I think we're doing pretty well. Is there anything you want?
Yeah, there's, you know, a while back we had that delivery from fucking, from Asmund. Do you mind if I just skim a few items out of that crate?
Sure. Why?
Oh, no, just, you know, one or two things in there caught my attention and, you know, I thought I'd, sample the goods is all.
No, like what?
There's Falco looks around the room, see if anyone's there. Is anybody else there at this point? Hopefully not.
I'm not there.
Okay. He leans in towards you, Cypher, you know, motions with the finger. Look. So, right? You know Asmund's got the whole Crimson Lotus thing going, you know, and that's been like one of the high-end brothels, you know. The courtesans and pleasure boys there are, well, it's shipped over a few samples of their top-shelf drink and liquor. Hey, and well, you know, I just thought I'd keep a bottle to myself just on the off chance that, you know, it comes in use.
Well, I'm not gonna drink it, so help yourself.
No. Makes you go for hours. Perfect. Appreciate it, Safer. And with that, Falco will just slap you on the shoulder. Grin
Sounds
widely.
like what?
Hey, it'll perk you right up. But, hey, on that note, if there's nothing else, then I guess it's just business as usual. Are we reopening?
I believe the Folly should be opening today, yeah, for business. Business as usual.
Oh, good. I can stop just every single... And he holds the book up towards you, you know, within like 3 inches of your face. And all you see is numbers with a minus next to it of the costs for the last few days of the Folly being closed. Yeah. If this goes any further, I swear to fuck, Garrett's gonna have me strung up from the rafters soon when I say, look at the minus numbers, eh?
Well, I've seen Garrett's numbers, so I wouldn't worry too much, but okay.
Oh, alright, in that case then, tack on a few more crates of fucking ale.
No, how about actually, yeah, sure, why not?
Alright, I'm also, Francis has been badgering me about a trip to the butcher's market. He wants to see if he can, you know, flash a bit of coin there for something different and unusual for a night. Sure, why not? Fuck it, eh?
Sure, why not? Yeah. Just don't break the bank. Don't take the piss.
Would I? Would I?
Yes.
Alright, maybe I would a little bit, but... Alright. I'll do it as a fucking chef's special or something. I mean, to be honest with you, you know, when we're open, people are well, hand over fist for what's coming out of the kitchen. Half the words coming out of people's mouth is, oh, I've not tasted anything like this in fucking years.
I mean, if you want to do like a separate, like, gourmet fucking raise the price menu.
Oh, that's the plan. You know, see if we can attract a few more like the merchant types rather than the scrot bags.
Might not be a bad idea.
Also, I'm thinking of getting that what's his name back in. I kicked him out for a while because it was getting to be a bit problematic. Thaddeus.
What do you mean problematic?
Well, he'd come in, he'd say a word, and then leave. Which was alright to start with, because, you know, the punters were having a laugh and a joke at his expense, but after one night when we had a few too many rowdy people in, they asked for an encore from him, and I think that got to his head, and he came and demanded the payment of 4 silver for his services for an encore. And I'm like, no, man, no, not for that. He took offence, got all hoity-toity with me, so George grabbed him by the scruff of his neck and tossed him out.
Yeah. He asked for silver? Wow. Ballsy.
Well, I've not seen him since, so I'm not sure where he is or what he's doing, but a few of the others have asked about him.
You can find him.
Can you not just ask her to find someone else? Someone actually decent?
Sure. Why not?
Alright, well in that case I think that's all I need. Business done, orders done, coin. Everyone else is happy. No outstanding, or at least nothing of imports that I can't be dealing with, so... Right, that's the lot.
Wonderful. Shouldn't take them that long to get to the forest and back, right? Couple of hours.
At this point, Falco's just looking you up and down, Cypher, an arched brow. Sure. Yeah.
Do we need to find better fucking workers, or?
They're the that's the best we can do. They're the best of the best.
Okay.
Do you want me to start going knocking on the fucking gates and asking for, you know, a ward and entourage to start slaying beasts from us? Because I think there's the only people with
See if you can find me 20 scones, please. Thank you.
Yeah, that is an anomaly on its fucking self. That he's managed to live as long as he had without being stabbed in the back. In fact, actually saying that, he probably has been stabbed in the back a few times. Literally.
Probably. Yeah, probably, yeah. Definitely.
Probably didn't even fucking realise he'd been starved as well.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'm gonna crack on. Good luck with and Falco just motions downstairs towards the basement with whatever you're up to.
Oh, you'll be able to see some of it soon.
I look forward to it.
Oh.
I've seen Dwen pop out, less more so recently, but she seems to be a busy little bee and happy as fucking pig in shite.
Just wait till it's finished. You'll love it.
Is it gonna make us money?
The house always wins.
Loads
like a
of
what's
money. Falco's there rubbing his hands together. Loads of money.
You're not a gambler by any chance, are you, Falco?
It depends. If with me being part of the house, no, I'm a businessman.
Smart. Smart.
He winks as you turn and depart.
Right, Cypher's gonna head down into the undercroft and see what everybody's up to.
All right. What's everyone up to? Who do we want to go to first? Who's doing what?
I guess Garrett would be the first, right? Because down the corridor, straight in front of you, is the throne room, right?
Yeah.
So Cypher will kind of wave at the thorns and be like, Elias, it's just me.
You stand there. Nothing happens. The thorns still wrap over the door.
Okay, Cypher will say it in Sylvan. Elias, can you open the door?
You see one thorn just quickly reach out towards you and then retract back into the wall. Roll me an insight check. It's fucking with you. Not only has it now got an intelligence, it's got a personality.
Sense of fucking humor. Ha. Ha.
With that, the vines begin to peel back away from the door, revealing
Keep
the
my
the
good eye
entrance.
on you, Elias.
All right, as you step through over the threshold into the thorn room, Garrett, what's going on here?
Well, from the botanist suggestions, I've been building some raised planters in the room.
Okay.
Because the how she's stimulated the growth out of a lot of the plants, it's filled the room somewhat. So I've had to build more things to be able to plant more, and I've got a load of empty beds now,
Right.
ready for anything else I wish to plant. And then down the far end of the room, I've moved all my work tables into a cramped little corner to allow more plant area.
You've got 5-foot mushrooms at this point, just sprouting up.
And then in where the main stalk is, there's like almost an archway, like it's slightly visible if you squint at it. And the area in front of that's been completely left alone. It's completely bare.
Okay. Would I also be right in assuming that there's probably a few roots that have either come down from the ceiling or penetrated out of the ground that are acting as makeshift canes to hold some of the other plants up? That
Oh yeah, completely. And there's some like creepery type vines that are just sort of like hanging. like just almost like ropes from the ceiling, but just sitting there with. To the casual view, they just look like they're just hanging. But
Yeah.
if you watch long enough, you see them move of their own accord. Not in a draft, but they've got their own sort of locomotion.
Mm-hmm. Their own vestige of life. Talking about vestige of life. Fuck's sake, cat. Can you come out of my green screen, please? Thank you. No, don't.
Magic.
Okay, you stay there. All right, sorry about that.
Right.
All right, so yeah, Cypher, as you step into that, you see Garrett tending to his newly formed and incredibly lush underground garden at this point.
Good morning.
Morning, Cypher.
What you got here then?
I think I was reprimanded for having an untidy garden.
Oh.
So I've
we're gonna.
rectified it.
Oh yeah, okay. So are you gonna plant over here? And he points to the empty bed.
I don't know yet.
I mean, you should grow some medicinal herbs. You know, like poppy, and some other stuff.
I mean, it couldn't hurt to have our own medicines.
Yeah, right. Right. You get some belladonna growing. That's nice. It's just multi-useful.
And Garrett just stops, looks at Cypher with his eyebrow raised. I was like,
What?
I take it you've got a needing for belladonna and poppy.
I just. I mean, it's, what made you say that?
Because you've never shown an interest in plants before.
Fair. It's also fair. Maybe, yes. Yeah, for some alchemy, I do need poppy and some belladonna.
Start laughing. It's like we're gonna have to source the seeds for it. Maybe the botanist can help us with that.
I mean, I do need them, but they also are, like, from what I've read, like very versatile medicinal. Well, things. Although belladonna, not just medicinal. I think it's also called deadly nightshade. I read that in the book.
I know of it well.
Yeah, it's not a very subtle nickname, so
It's
kind of a
accurate.
giveaway. What is it? What does it taste like?
Oh yes, surprisingly good.
Weird. Okay.
The best poisons are tasty. The antidotes, on the other hand, they're foul.
What do you know about anti-venom?
Not much. All I know is you need to make it from venom.
Yeah. That's the extent of my knowledge too. I'm sure they'll be all right.
What do you mean they should be alright?
The contractors are collecting venom. The Cypher realizes he can't lie. Okay. Yep.
I take it that's for your studies you need venom.
It is. It is.
Well, that's what the contractors are there for.
Yeah.
How much am I paying them for this?
Funny thing is, I didn't mention money at all.
Marvelous.
So I guess it depends on what they bring back.
If they have anything interesting, let me know.
Yeah, they should be back. Cypher does the maths. Adds 3 hours. Later this afternoon.
Come and find me when they get back, and we'll have a look at what they bought.
Yeah, sure. Have you talked to Reza this morning yet?
No, she was locked in her room, and I didn't want to intrude.
So we don't know if she's done the thing yet.
No, there's been no noises or struggles, and Elias is calm, so I believe everything is well. You can always hear the question mark in the voice.
Maybe we should go check out her just in case, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, before that, Vanya and Desmond, because I think Reza's wanting to go last. Yes? No?
Makes most sense.
Okay. So before we dive off in that direction with you two checking on Reza, what's Vanya and Desmond been up to?
You can go ahead, Desmond.
Okay. So what Desmond has done is because essentially because of Sal and everything and spending the last episode largely watching him. It's clear he's going to get himself into trouble. He needs to be able to entertain himself. So Desmond is in his own living space because he doesn't really do much other than just keep some armor there.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to take small, like the tankard, the box Sal came in, and basically because there's a bit of furniture there. So what he's doing, he's basically just setting up like a space for Sal the navigator and hop around and do what he wants to keep himself entertained.
Well, just very quickly, in that box he's been sat in, or that urn, he did produce a potion. No, not just any potion. Basically, this slime is now sat in what can only be described as like 3 inches deep of blood.
It's not my fault.
Well, yeah, so, okay, well, hardly an unsettling thing for us to see at this point. We'll have to get that sorted, but Desmond, once Sal is not in the box, he'll kind of just like honestly probably just go dump it in one of the grates on the Undercroft. Because it's just blood in a box, basically.
It's just blood in a box.
And so yeah, just it's gonna be like the way I'm trying to think of it is it's almost like the game Mousetrap, like that children's thing with like all the contraptions and like a series files and stuff. So it's just putting the things like make like little things he could jump on to like just things that'll entertain him enough that he's not gonna like go and like squeeze himself into a little crack somewhere to escape, you know.
Yeah,
like
he's got-
like small kegs that are they're empty that he could like go into for seclusion. Bottles he could go into. But Desmond has taken like a glass bottle that would normally have a stopper in it and taken the back end off of it, so he could go through that. It's basically it's almost like a hamster enclosure. He's just got a bunch of these things on the table and like on the floor, just things that Sal could kind of do, and then his box that he could go back to sleep in if he wants to.
Excellent. I would probably imagine that Cypher and Garrett, you would probably see this, or check in on Desmond as he's doing this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, how's the ooze?
Well, Sal is okay. He's just a bit rambunctious, so I'm trying to make it so he can just spend some time in one place without running off anywhere.
You just see him try and jump up, hit the side of this terrarium, this makeshift terrarium, and just start to slide down the side of it, leaving a bloody trail as he does.
Do you think
Also,
he'd be ready to go to work?
probably it looks like if whatever you feed him, he just makes more of it. Like it's part of his daily process. So yes, you want it.
Do you want to feed him this? And I go into my pouch and pull out a potion.
Well,
Okay.
no reason not to. We just want to make sure that nothing else goes near him for him to suck up, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And Desmond's going to put his hand out towards where Sal is and say, all right, come on. Got something for you. Just see if he'll kind of like get into his hand willingly, or if we're going to have to work out a system for him.
You are hit potentially. Yep. As you reach a hand out, you just see Sal recoil back for a moment. He begins to wobble, shift before spitting out a globule of blood directly into your face.
Now that
And
was
just-
uncalled for.
It just stays there.
All right, Desmond's gonna grab one of his rags that he was using for, basically the weapons bait. Let's just rub his face with it. And he's gonna he's going to put his hands together in a cupping motion, and just like down in front of where he's at. Just, all right, come on.
Begrudgingly, it begins to slide onto your hand.
And then he'll just turn it, basically just turn towards where Garrett's standing. It's like, all right, we could give it a shot.
I'll uncork the potion and tip it towards where I think a mouth might be on a slime. And just let it drip from the edge of the bottle to see what happens.
Roll me a twist of fate.
Oh yes.
All right. Sal, absorb potion. The use can absorb any potion, oil, tincture, or alchemical draft that touches it, choosing to be affected by the substance or to nullify it. On this occasion, Sal takes a sip of the potion offered, and for a moment you see the part around his mouth, or potentially where his mouth may be, with him being a slime or an ooze. The blood colour on him seems to fade, and it ripples through with the colour of the same potion you just gave him. But with it only being such a small amount, it doesn't take long for this blood-like substance that this blood that he's devoured before to overcome the small portion that started to take.
So I'm going to give him the rest of the potion. Just
all right. Well, with it being a twist of fate succeed, he will take on the effects of whatever you've given him.
greater healing potion.
Fucking greater healing potion. Throw it in chat.
Where is it?
This thing you have had for what? 30?
First ever portions we were ever given.
Yeah.
All right. Sal, you stick the mouth of the potion bottle into the ooze, and it begins to gorge itself on the contents of the potion. As it drains the potion, you would see inside of the blood-like ooze, this potion begins to coalesce before suffusing itself into the ooze itself. The blood beginning to pour and pool away before eventually Sal is a similar crimson colour, but this time it's not a coagulated fleshy mess. It's more of a red see-through, as it has taken on the ability to produce a greater healing potion. Sorry, a greater healing potion every day.
I think the first potion that he manages to produce, we should store as a beginning of a potion library, as it were.
A library for potions? We're going to need more room.
Yeah, well, I think more of a cupboard, but yeah, we'll find somewhere more suitable.
Let me give you guys... Yeah, you've all got ownership of Sal. That's perfect. So you can see what he does. Excellent. Do continue.
And you can
Seems
make
to have
one
liked that.
potion.
No, that's it. Sorry, didn't realize you were supposed to be quiet.
No, I was just asking. You can make a potion every day. Was that what the nurse said?
Is that to me as a DM, or is that to... Oh, go on.
Yeah. That's what she said. Do we need to have him give him a place for him to do that? He got a place for him to just pop out a potion? Otherwise, you're going to have potion all over your terrarium.
Well,
Do we give him a bottle and will he fill it up himself? Do you think?
are
You
we
gotta have
house baking a slime?
how to milk a slime?
I guess we could house trade him. He seems intelligent.
I'm sure between yourselves you can work it out.
Oh,
This whole time he's been looking at each and every one of you as you speak, or at least you get the impression that he is. You know, there's a small blob of ooze that protrudes from the top that just seems to turn in your direction as each of you speak.
Yeah, he definitely. Look at him watching us with his. Does he have eyes? Is that just me?
It's 12 enough to hit you, Cypher, as you are spat at by a small globule of greater healing potion towards the eye.
That is, in fact, my AC. I got a great healing potion in my eye.
Does
Does
it
it
heal
hurt or
you
does it
or
feel?
No,
hurt
it
you?
doesn't. No. If you had pink eye, you wouldn't anymore. Let's put it that way.
Well, you can definitely see it's intelligent, and like all intelligent life in the Undercroft, it has a bit of sass. And he looks up at the vines in the fucking ceiling.
There's no movement. They're completely still. Like a fly on the wall.
Mm.
Well, if we get him some jars or something, I'm sure we can get him to do what we need to.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right then. And I think you'll be set here for a while. We might want to find him a more permanent space where he can't wander off and he can't find random things to absorb.
Smart.
Shame.
Why is he spitting out spiders? You left him unattended.
In fact, it'd be more likely to just be spider ichor that just drools from its mouth. You know, just open itself and just bleh.
That sounds pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right. Has anyone seen Vanya this morning?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but honestly, when it comes to Vanya, I don't look, I listen.
Oof.
I don't even know. Is that. What?
Should I be offended?
Yeah, should I be offended? Is it because she's flat chested? Like. But I mean, but I shouldn't be offended because he's listening to me and that's what I want. Right? I am so confused right now.
You seen that we hear you before we see you.
I don't know where boobs came into this, Vanya, but sure.
At least that he doesn't look at me, you know.
Just, you know, just if anything, you hear Vanya coming before you see her coming. That's all.
Vanya, what have you been up to?
So if they were to go outside of her door, they would hear her in her room having a restless sleep, like tossing and turning with the occasional you know, to piggyback on Desmond, you hear her, you don't see her, muttering no, 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 an occasional scream of coming from her room. So
See, you
just-
hear it before you see it.
exactly. It was a perfect transition. Good job, Scub. So stepping into her dream, what you're seeing is she's kind of in a bit of what you would call a Vanya nightmare. She's descending into kind of like a damp, like echoing cavern, and even though it's a dream, you can just kind of feel like that the air is heavy and the scent is just like mildew and decay. So as she's kind of approaching down into this cave in her dreams, there's just this eerie silence just kind of pressing down on her, and she sees at a distance like this lightly lit area within the cave, and she enters in, and she sees, although it's like lightly lit, it's just surrounded by strange twisted sculptures. Like they're kind of monstrous, like contortions type. And there's little writings on some of the walls, some of the stones, and she reads one of them. Well, she kind of reads like a few of them, and it says, "Grow stronger on their essence, find the missing piece." But she's quickly distracted by movement. And in the distance, she sees kind of a hunkered figure that emerges from the shadows. And it's a woman, kind of really like thin, gaunt looking, and her skin is like just kind of looks like overstretched leather with eyes that are glowing like kind of a sickly blue. She has like long skeletal fingers. And what she sees in the hand of this figure is just this bleeding raw heart that is beating in her bony hand. And as Vanya's kind of like looking at it, she senses like the rhythmic beat of that heart in the hand is matching the beat in her own heart. And Vanya clasps her own heart as she's seeing that, like realizing that that's her heart in the hand. And the figure kind of cackles at her as she looks up and meets the gaze. And the figure with the little bony fingers points towards the mirror, where Vanya will shakily approach the mirror, and she sees her youthful self and kind of smiles a little bit, but slowly the image starts to transform into this twisted and grotesque figure with just skin and folds, and Vanya grasps her face and screams and wakes herself up.
With you awakening and the scream echoing round, at this point I would imagine Desmond, Cypher, and Garrett would hear that and...
Yeah, probably's at the door by this point, being like, "The fuck is?"
You're just gonna hear her in there just grasping for air. Like holding her heart, touching her face.
Vanya, you okay in there?
Cyber, come in. Am I ugly?
What?
Come in here and look at me. Look at me. I can't.
Okay. Cypher will gingerly open the door, poke his head in below. You decent?
I don't know. I think so. Am I ugly? Look at me.
I mean, you're ugly crying right now.
Sat in her bed, in her probably her finest nightgown. Yeah, Vanya looks the exact same as normal.
Just a little sweaty, hair kind of tousled because she's been tossing and turning all night.
Yeah, you look fine. You might want a wash and brush your hair. You're having a bad hair day.
I had a dream. Maybe. It felt real. It wasn't good.
Were you ugly in it?
Yeah. I was. My skin. Ugh. I looked worse than Reza.
What you got against Reza?
Well, I mean, like, when she cleans up, she looks amazing. But you know, somehow she just kind of lets it go and gets dirty and just like this was beyond that. Like I think maybe some of the skin was like drooping off the side of my left side of my face. And like there was like warts.
Oh yeah. Kind of like this, and Cypher's going to try and imitate what she's talking about.
Maybe add about like 6 more folds in there, and then maybe something oozing from the right side.
Well, I can't make myself ooze. Can I? Cypher's going to try and make himself ooze.
Yeah, you can certainly try. Maybe you drool a little bit and slather that on your cheek.
A little bit of snot, a little bit of drool. Like this?
Yeah, that's pretty close. And I think like you gotta make the hair like real patchy. Like
So the hair literally just starts falling out. Like
Roll-
this?
Roll me an insight check very quickly.
Me or Vanya?
Yes, you. Cypher. Never mind.
Okay.
and Vanya's just gonna keep going until like it looks exactly like how she saw it in her dream, and then finally she's just gonna say, "That's it. That's what I saw."
Oh yeah, that's kind of creepy. Boogie boogie!
It's a very familiar visage, in spite of it being somewhat grotesque and
Cypher can't
unpleasant.
say it, that's why
Yeah,
he doesn't know it.
Cypher can't, but Garrett and Desmond, it would certainly resemble if Vanya fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate look. That's
It hits my face.
It hurts to look at it.
Okay, we're stopping that. With a shake of his head, and all his features will go wobbly, and then elasticity and just snap back in place. It's weird.
Well, I'll get around and she's still just a little distraught from the dream, and I guess I'll get ready for the day. Where are we headed?
To see if Rez is okay. Other than that, I don't think I need to leave. What about you, Desmond? You got anything to do?
I might be able to go check and see if my arm is ready. But other than that, I don't think I have anything.
I might need to go talk to the nurse about this dream later.
Okay. Don't forget we got a gateway straight there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's if Elias will open it for you. And Cypher's looking up at the ceiling again.
The roots
Is
don't
there-
move.
Is there something I should say special, like a code word, or
No. You're just having a little bit of fun, that's all.
should I bring gifts or treats or?
What are you gonna feed a bush? Huh?
Oh, some kind of liquid maybe with some minerals?
Okay, that was a smart answer, but okay.
Get fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe,
fair.
maybe we do that.
Sorry, that gave me the giggles, that did.
She
Well,
hit me with that logic, didn't she?
Yeah.
She doesn't have it often.
Well, we've never got him to open a portal before, so it'll be a learning experience for all of us.
So do we need to all go together, maybe? Like, do we all need to hold hands and chant or sing something for it to open?
How about you go through and I'll watch just in case something goes wrong?
You know what we could do? You could walk there and I could throw something through, and then you could tell me if it. Basically, I don't want to be the first one to go through. Has anyone been through it yet?
Yeah, the
The
botanist went
botanist.
through.
That's the botanist, though. Who could we make? Could we make someone go through it first? Maybe tie a rope to him and pull him back?
Desmond, you got a bit of rope?
I don't
Probably.
want it to be me, though.
I mean, you just said somebody with a piece of rope, you know?
We could throw a rat maybe first.
Since Alliance has been awoken, have you seen a rat down here?
No, I just assumed all the rats were taken by, Francis for cooking.
Oh, that's where they are now.
Yeah, for some reason, Francis has been had a shitload of rats just appear in a nice neat pile in the basement. He's like, I don't remember getting that many rats. Oh, they must have only put an order in.
Protein positive this week.
France is pretty oblivious. Not so much oblivious, but willful ignorance to the folly.
So, if there's no rats, like, what do you suggest?
I'll go through.
I say, what's going to happen is I'm going to ask him to open a portal to the botanist. Well, I'm going to ask him for permission from the botanist to open a portal. That would be the polite thing to do. And then, if and when it opens, we shall walk through it.
You're right. It may not look good if we're just chunking rats with ropes through.
Yeah, she might get the wrong idea of us throwing rats into her home. Not really a very neighbourly thing to do.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that.
Because it then escalates. It turns from, starts off as rats, and before you know it, you're flinging 9th level spells through a portal.
What? It's funny. No, everyone's dead.
So,
Well-
shall we find Reza? Because there's been no word from her since last night, and I should hate to have to deal with our visitor should something have gone wrong.
Indeed.
Vanya pops out of bed, just throws something over, and starts heading out with them.
Oh, how very un-Vanya-like. All right, with that, you
She's
begin.
very like disheveled from the whole experience.
Yeah.
I think she's got a house coat on and some hair rollers in.
Crocs.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So with that, you begin to make your way back down the corridor towards the chamber where Reza has locked herself in. But before we find out what's happened, I believe Twitch adverts are probably going to kick in a few moments. And it's probably a good point for us to call a quick pee break.
BRB and refill.
BRB and refill before we
I-
find out.
Yeah.
I
Smirch.
believe my bladder's about to kick in, so that's probably a good idea.
Oh, perfect timing for the ads as well. Look at that. Good shit. All right. We will be right back. Ah. Cheers, Duz. Cheers. We will be but a moment.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
I too am back.
Welcome back.
Hey, Sneeze! How was your Ren Fair? Did you enjoy yourself? It's not really much of a thing over here, Renaissance fairs.
Hmm.
We have a lot of more reenactment,
Oh, yeah.
historical reenactments.
That's because
Rather-
Britain was around in the Renaissance.
I mean,
Oh.
oh.
Yeah. Oh dear. We had 3 ambulances. Holy shit! Hottest day of the year. Fucking hell.
I mean, I
Oh,
can't believe
no.
it. It's been toasty over here
It's-
too.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, you can't really. Probably can actually. Jesus. I've got a bit of a dab on.
Yet.
I've got a bit of a dab on. I'm not gonna lie, but then having 3 lights, multiple monitors, 2 computers running, it gets a bit warm. I don't enjoy streaming in summer.
I can attest. It's a bit toasty in that room.
Yeah. I've even got the the shirt slightly more open than usual today. 33 degrees Celsius with no shade. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Yeah. No. No thanks. Do not want. Alright. Reza.
Mm-hmm.
You're there. Perfect. Any more open and I'd be accused of trying to draw in another crowd. I mean, D&D
I
hot
don't
tub
say no
stream.
hot. Yeah, D&D hot tub stream.
Yeah. Come see you sweaty nerds play D&D in a hot tub. Ah.
I'm gonna come dressed as Hag Vanya. Great.
Wait, what? I just got back. What? You calling me a hag?
No, we're gonna do a hot tub D&D stream. So you got to come
As-
dressed as Hag Vanya.
Gosh, that'd be so gross.
There you are, Arius. Oh. All right. So, with the four of you beginning to make your way down the corridor towards the chamber where Reza's been holed up overnight. Reza, I think it's about time we, panned over to you to find out what you've been up to. No, that's far too aggressive music.
Is it though?
That one was.
Just hit it with fucking Doom BFG edition.
Yeah. All right.
Rip and
Reza.
tear.
Till it is done.
So, if you cast your memories back to the end of the last episode, Reza hauled off the body, still living, body of the former governor of Lower Streets, a fully ascended vampire.
What was his name?
Cal Carden.
Damn it.
And he
It
asked
was
me that
indeed.
because I asked him to remind me what it was before the session started,
It
chat.
was indeed. Cal Carden, ex-governor of Lower Streets.
With a silver stake through his heart, causing him to be paralyzed. And I do believe he had some sort of wrappings and bindings around his body as well from the guards when they took him
Correct.
down.
Correct. There would actually be silver chains that, or a set of silver manacles around his wrists and ankles, and then a steel chain wrapped around him with linen sacks or a linen sheet, just to make him look a little neater. Now, granted, he's been hanging in these for a while now. It's been raining
Mm-hmm.
solid for a while, so he's probably not in the most cleanest of states.
Mm-hmm. So she hauls this chained pile of vampire to a room she has prepared. There is nothing in this room. It has a sturdy door, and she takes former Governor Carden and lays him on the floor. And then she steps outside the room, and she looks up to where there's some vines kind of like across the ceiling, and she says, "Elias."
There's a slight twitch as a single vine turns in your direction.
And she addresses him in Sylvan. "I am going to be having a snack in this room, but I do not want to kill said snack. So, when I release him, would you be so kind as to take the body away and keep him alive and well for when Cypher requires him?"
In response to this, the vines would shudder. Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
You get the impression that it understands and will do as asked.
Thank you very much. And then, what Rez is going to do next is she'll walk back in the room and take out her handkerchief of cleanliness. And sort of gently clean off the governor's face and his neck.
The red glowing coal-like eyes of Governor Cal are hard to the left, trying to look at what you're doing. And whilst his facial muscles are unable to move, there is a deep-seated hatred, anger, disgust painted across his eyes as he tries to bore them into you. If looks could kill, you would be dead 10 times over.
Mm-hmm. And she just kind of chats with him calmly as she's cleaning his face. You know, I have a great deal of respect for you and the power you wield, and it's a shame that the very people who employed you, who trusted you, would betray you like this for no reason. Paralyze you, string you up, put you on display. It's just criminal. And then she puts the handkerchief away and stands up one more time and takes off her outer layer of clothing and gently folds it and piles it outside the door on the ground, takes her boots off. These are all the new clothes she had just purchased. Doesn't want anything to happen to these. Sets the bag of holding on the ground outside of the door as well. All her equipment. So she's basically just in there in her underclothes, like a sleeping shift, if you will. And she walks back in and closes the door, locking it.
As you do that, the vines from Elias would also begin to creak around the door frame. Whilst unsure of what's happening or going to happen, it knows that whatever's in there can't get out. So the vines from Elias begin to creep into the locking mechanism, into the hinges of the door, almost reinforcing the door.
Thank you, Elias. And if you wouldn't mind, please don't let me hurt any of them. And she's going to allow Elias to interpret that however it feels the need to in the moment. And she's going to walk barefoot back over to the governor and kneel down next to his head and look him in the eye. Not now, diabetes.
Yo, dog, you're about to die.
Look him in the eye and kind of tilt his chin back, exposing his neck because there's silver manacles on his wrists and she does not want to touch those. And she says quietly, she'll lean in and sort of whisper in his ear, I just want you to know It was us who framed you. And then she is going to bite down hard with her fangs on his neck and begin to feed on the governor.
Oh, shit. In his shackled state, there is no protest, there is no struggle, there is no avenue for him but to just accept his fate. Yes, his eyes burn with a hatred towards you, Reza, but hatred alone is not enough to stop what is being done.
Is his heart beating faster than normal, like he's angry?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what she was trying to do, because she wanted his blood to be pumping very fast so that this happened very quickly.
Yeah.
As she is feeding, this is not normal blood that she is consuming.
Correct.
So she, within a few moments, she'll start to sweat. And Reza normally doesn't sweat. But it's, as this perspiration starts, it has a little bit of a pink haze to it. And she is, if someone were watching, or from Elias's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
she is starting to sweat blood. And she starts to shake. And it gets to a point where she can't control it anymore. And she breaks away from the governor and lets go.
As soon as that happens, Reza, as soon as you back away a few inches, immediately several vines begin to shoot out from the ceiling, from the walls, from the floor. Several of them begin to wrap around the governor, pulling him, not so much, rather than pulling, slamming his body against the wall. At this point, he is looking more like a desiccated husk, almost like a human who's been mummified and preserved for 1,000 years. His eyes still have a faint reddish hue to them, the burning hatred now fading. Maybe not due to the fact that he is no longer angry, but to the fact that he is now on death's door. Whatever lifeblood pumped through this undead creature's body has now been thoroughly and utterly removed. But with him pressed against the wall, several other vines begin to shoot out towards you, but pause for a moment. About 6 inches away from you, Reza. 3 each are close to your ankle. Another 2 close to your wrists. Elias seems to wait, gauging your reaction.
Reza does not notice this. Because what is happening to her now is somewhat of a replay of how she first entered vampirehood. Because if you didn't know, chat, for a vampire to be born, the body must die. So her body is in the process of dying. Again, she is convulsing, sweating on the floor. All of the semi-human blood that was still within her body is being replaced by some concoction of what she consumed from the governor and whatever other magic goes into creating and animating a vampire. She is wholly unaware and is just laying on the floor, convulsing and dying. And eventually, her features will begin to twist. And this happens over hours. This happens overnight. This is why she doesn't get a short rest. Her features slowly begin to twist to look something more like the visage of the governor. Her tips of her fingers, her nails become more claw-like. Her face distorts, and her skin, her shift, covered and streaked with blood that she has sweat out, and she is just laying on the floor, passed out.
It will be at this moment, with you not going into a frenzied rage, that rather than restraining you, the vines from Elias begin to wrap underneath you, lift you up, and begin to move you closer towards the wall, acting like a cradle. Meanwhile, the desiccated husk of Governor Cal is absorbed into the dirt, drawn away from you should you awaken and wish to feed on him once again. Granted, Elias can't sustain a vampire through its nutrients like it would a living creature, but again, vampires, especially high-tiered vampires such as the Governor, won't die easily, even if desiccated and left with very little blood. But yeah, Reza, with the door still barred and you cradled in a bed of roots. Granted, these roots are thorny, but it seems that Elias has turned the vast majority of the thorns down towards the ground, at least keeping you off of the cold, hard stone floor of the chamber.
Oh. And that is... Go ahead.
I was going to say, and it's here, as several hours pass, you in an unconscious state of transformation, that night turns to less night in Novostoya.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way of putting it. And it's also here where we have the banging on the door, or at least a knock, as Garrett, Vanya, Desmond, and Cypher appear on the opposite side of the door.
And Reza hears the knocking, but like it's coming from, like she's underwater and the knocking is on the shoreline. It doesn't really make much of an impression on her in her current state of mind. So you initially hear nothing with your first knocks.
When knocking doesn't seem to rouse you, we'll try calling out your name.
No response.
Definitely no response.
Definitely no response.
Can I telepathically link through the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm trying to click it. It's not. Oh, there it goes. I probably clicked it about 20 times just then. Reza. Vanya's gonna say, Reza, we're at the door. It's locked. Are you okay?
We'll find out.
And she's eventually gonna be to the point where if she doesn't like answer the first time, like she's gonna be yelling in her head.
Oh, Reza.
She does not respond telepathically.
Vanya's gonna turn to Desmond, Garrett, and Cypher and say, I've been yelling at her for a good 5 minutes straight in her head, and she has not cracked once. Usually by now, like, she has threatened to bite me, end me. I am concerned that something... I don't know.
I've got an idea. Cypher will clear his throat. Oh, that's the wrong voice. And he'll mimic Reza's voice. And he'll go, Maria, it's time to wake up.
You can't tell if that had any effect or not.
So Cypher will wait and just be like, well, shit, I tried. Desmond, get the battering ram.
All right.
I don't think there's any need for that. And I open my mind fully to Elias.
Mm-hmm.
Communicating by thought, but in Sylvan. First question, is she awake?
You would get a feeling of a disagreeable feeling.
Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to say, I'm going to come in. Can you shield me if needed?
You begin to hear the sound of vines wrapped around wood and iron at the door. The hinges, the lock begin to pull back and retreat.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. I'm going to motion for the others not to follow me. And I'm going to step in. Also, going to ready the dodge action.
So just before we continue, Reza's perception, the first one when you knocked on the door was a 3. When Vanya telepathically linked,
Oh my giddy good God.
Wow.
all right.
sleeping in like a teenager.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, with the door now unlocked, Garrett, very cautiously, apprehensively, you push the door open. 2 seconds. All right, Reza, I just need you to do that for me, quick.
Okay.
And that will be against.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, as Garrett pushes the door open, this is pretty much straight down to you now, Reza.
When Garrett opens the door and he looks in, he can see this bloody figure, still cradled in vines, I would imagine, at the far side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
But within seconds, she's on her feet and lunging at him like...
Even Elias isn't quick enough to intercept Reza as she jumps from the cradle of vines towards you, Garrett. Elias, the vines that were originally holding Reza, try and lash out and grab her. Other ones that are in the side of the room also begin to shoot out, and all of them just millimeters away, not fast enough to grab her, and she is in your face. Garrett, since you're dodging, roll me an acrobatics with advantage, please. Let's make that bigger, shall we?
Uh-huh.
Just, oh.
Phew.
What happens, Garrett, as this bloodied, haggard form of Reza just lunges towards you?
Garrett stood there with his arms behind his back in like a at ease stance. And as she charges at him, he just sidesteps. Lets her run past him.
Reza, do you go to the corridor? So go on, Garrett.
The door was closed behind me.
Oh, you closed it. Okay.
Yeah. And then in my most commanding voice, I'm just going to say, Reza, stop.
I think that would make her pause just long enough for Elias to get her under control. She's still not herself, but I think that would... And she's very weak at this point. Like, that burst of energy she just exhibited, like, that's all she had in the moment. But she is every inch a starving, hungry, feral vampire right now.
The vines that shut out from the wall quickly turn and wrap around your wrists, around your ankles and waist, and just hoist you off the ground, almost star-like, as Elias just keeps you contained. Yes, I would imagine you try and thrash for a few moments. In fact, for the sake of dice rolls, roll me a strength check, please. Reza.
Okay. A check?
Yeah, just normal strength check. Oh, fucking hell.
Okay.
Oh shit! Even with a plus
Fine.
8 to his roll, that was a 12. Yeah. So Rez, you would. In fact, I'm going to leave this to you. That's a crit. That's it's entirely on you. What happens?
Just to see whether or not the Elias could hold her back.
Yeah. And even with his plus 8 to strength,
Okay.
that was a bad roll.
Okay, I think what would happen is like the last bit of her hunger and rage and outburst fueled her to be able to like break one arm and one leg away from him, but then like the moment passes and her adrenaline begins to fade and she just kind of half collapses on the floor, just like because she is starving right now.
All right, with that last burst, Elias finally gets you under control, wraps you up into almost a cocoon, lays you horizontally, almost like, again, in a bed, and begins to move closer to Garrett.
And I'm just going to kneel down beside her and start wiping the blood off her face. You
She's
look hungry.
and her red eyes just kind of they were glaring at him, but some memory of who he is starting to sink in, and she kind of the anger fades and she just the slightest of nods.
Elias, bring me the goblin.
Oh no. All right, this is going to take a few moments as this sacrifice is being brought up from below. Outside the room, Vanya, Cypher, Desmond. Anything you guys wish to add or bring forth? Or are you just sat outside twiddling your thumbs?
We've just heard a scuffle and no screaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
No raised voices.
There was an initial scream from her, like a weak, noisy scream situation as she lunged at Garrett.
You'd have probably heard me say Reza no as well as a command. 'Cause that was loud.
Cypher started pacing. He trusts that Garrett can deal with it, but he's not overly chuffed about it.
Vanya has been casting telepathic link on Garrett this entire time. And like while he is in the midst of it, you know, every time she hears something, she's like, "Oh, are you okay? I heard something. Is everything going all right? What do I tell? Do we need to come in?" Like just constant questions of like, because she's wanting to report back to the group, but just constant until he answers.
All of my attention on has been staying alive at that point. but now, when I'm waiting for the goblin to arrive, I'll reply to her. Everything's okay. Do not come in yet. She's not ready for visitors. I'll come out and get you when she's ready.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell everyone else. And Vanya's gonna turn to Desmond and Cypher. and say, I think she's still alive. Garrett just spoke to me, so he's still alive. She's not ready for visitors yet, so I don't know, what that means, if she's dressed or, I don't know if she needs something sewn up. She's not ready, but Garrett said that he will come out and tell us when she's ready for visitors. So, anytime I hear like ready for visitors is like you're not in a good state, right? Whenever you have to have visitors. So that's kind of how I'm interpreting it. What do you guys think?
I think everything's gonna be okay.
We probably don't have to worry right now.
So should we just like sit out here until he opens the door? Like, should I ask him again? Like, how long? Or like, should we go, like,
You
go
should
do
probably
something?
get dressed.
She kind of looks at herself and she's like, oh, because she didn't realize, that she didn't take time to put herself together. Well, okay, you're right. I should probably look my best whenever she sees me because I need to inspire her. Because, you want to inspire others, by leading by example, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep telepathic link on you guys. So I'm gonna go do that really quick. And if the door opens, let me know. Don't go in without me. I'll wait on me, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll be back. And then Vanya scurries off to go get ready.
Desmond, is there anything you wish to add?
Well, seems like Garrett got that under control. He doesn't really have anything to add to it, so I'll go make. Yeah, I'll be down the hallway. I'll hear if anything happens.
Okay.
And he'll walk back down to the living area
Okay.
and get his coin together and start thinking about going to the blacksmith to see about getting his armor.
Yeah. All right. So, like a naughty child sat on the naughty steps, Cypher, you're...
Yeah. He's gonna sit there stressing out. Because Vanya didn't help his freaking stress levels. He's just like, the fuck does that mean, huh? Get out of here.
And every so few minutes, like him and Desmond are gonna hear in their head, have you heard anything? Is it open yet?
No.
And that's just gonna be continuous check-ins while she's getting ready.
Meanwhile, in the locked room, the cobbles begin to part slightly as from beneath the dirt a large vine protrudes out. Wrapped in said vine is the form of the captured goblin. At this moment, his eyes have rolled back. You can only just see the white of his eye, Garrett, as he is drugged out of his head. A large thorn sticking deep into the jugular of his neck, feeding him nutrients and no doubt some paralytic substance to keep him placated. But he is offered like a roast turkey on a silver platter.
Never had goblin before. This should be fun.
What do you do?
Reza, I'm going to release you to feed on this. try to leave him as intact as possible, but drink your fill.
Her eyes have turned to the goblin, and she seems to understand that he's being offered as a meal.
Elias, awaken the goblin.
For a brief moment, you would see the vine wrapped around the goblin pulsate as it seems to pump another secretion into the goblin, and within 5 or 6 seconds, the goblin begins to blink, convulse, as his eyes roll back, blurry, disorientated, but you just hear, "Hi! Hello, what is... Oh. Hello, mate.
I grab him from the back, one arm around his chest, one arm around his forehead, pulling his head to the side and offering his neck towards Reza.
What are you doing?
And she latches on. Like, oh yeah, give me that blood.
Like a barnacle on a whale, you latch on, and there's a brief, high-pitched squeal that echoes through the room. And Cypher, on the other side of the door, you too would hear this high-pitched wail. It only lasts for a few seconds, as no doubt Garrett would move his
Can I tell
hand.
what it is?
Can you tell what it is yet? Roll me a perception check. It's a high-pitched wail. You've not heard it. You've not heard anything this terrified before.
Okay, Cypher's in the middle of a panic attack right now. Because everybody's left and he's like...
You hear... But yeah. Go on, Garrett.
After hearing the wail, I'm going to be like, shit. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Cypher just sinks down to his knees like, stop it! Just let it end!
I imagine it does not take long for the goblin to attain huskhood.
Yeah, it stops squealing after a few seconds, and from there, you turn this thing into a desiccated husk in... for what you are now, I would say about less than a minute.
So when she finishes, she kind of pulls back and like sits down heavily on the floor, like taking some deep breaths, like, oh man, that was the best meal I've ever had. Kind of like when you come up from eating a really good dinner, and her features. Her features slowly become her own again as she regains her normal level of control over her mind. And I just saw the blood splatter. And you just have this bedraggled Reza sitting on the floor, panting slightly in bloody, sweaty clothes, and she just looks up at Garrett and says, "Thank you." And then she also looks around the room at the vines and says, "Thank you, Elias, for not letting me hurt them."
There's no response from Elias apart from him retreating back into the walls, dragging right when he brought the goblin up, it was with a large vine. This time, it's a small vine wrapped around the ankle of the goblin that it's just dragging this husk along the ground before drawing it into the dirt.
He's fertilizer now.
Leave him, Elias. I'm going to need him.
It pulls the goblin back out of the dirt, drops it onto the ground before retreating back beneath the stonework. And again, if you would see a few tendrils just leap out, grab some of the displaced stonework and put them back in. Not exactly where they were before, but close enough.
So, I'm going to stand back up, straight into my full height, and I'm going to hold a hand out to Reza.
She is going to reach up slightly shakily and take it. She's like newborn baby lamb mode right now. She is like, she's herself, but she is weak and she is filthy. So she takes the hand and manages to stand, I would imagine.
I think maybe a wash and change of clothes before we go out in public.
Yes, I would very much like a bath and a very long nap.
We'll arrange it.
She just kind of nods and starts slowly walking towards the door.
Just 1 second. We're coming out. Everything is safe.
Was that
Yes,
through the telepathic link?
No, I was shouting it.
Okay.
Cycle really at the Vanya by the telepathic link.
And she's going to get super excited because it's gonna not only go back to Cypher but to Desmond as well. It's like, okay, hold on, I'll be right there. And she takes off like sprinting.
Are you dressed?
She is dressed, yeah.
All right. Desmond, are you coming back after hearing this? Now you've got your coin and bits and bobs, or are you just like, God damn it, Vanya?
Well, he has to go back that way to leave anyways, so he will be heading back that way. Yeah.
All right. Cypher and Desmond will be the first ones to probably see Reza and Garrett leave the room. Shortly after, Vanya would come charging down the stairs, skipping, sprinting down the corridor towards you all.
She's gonna be huffing and puffing. She's okay, I'm here. We can enter.
I mean, you're welcome to enter, but we're out here now.
What are you so excited for?
I think that's just her general state of being. And Cypher's like covered in sweat. He looks like he's been through an ordeal.
Reza's still covered in blood, right?
It's like bloody sweat, yeah.
Oh, you did, Garrett. You didn't wipe her up before.
I had other things on my mind, like keeping my throat in between my head and my chest.
just a note to you guys, if anything was to happen to me and you were to bring me out into the public, I would request that you
This isn't public, and I don't think I've had enough to eat yet to handle this yet, Garrett. I'm just gonna go have a bath.
Do what you need to do.
Thank you.
You're
And she
welcome.
she looks at Cypher and Vanya as well, and says, thank you both. I hope this helps everybody. And then she just kind of potters off like an old lady, clutching the clothes she had laid by the door, but like away from her body so they don't get dirty. And she goes to find a bath, and you can hear her at the top of the stairs and be like, Falco!
I'll be right there. What happens is, well, probably Falco helping you to the bath, and yeah.
She's
Probably his question and his life choices, but like, what?
bring a private bath to my room, please. Thank you.
Oh, he would look at the bottle of ale that he acquired from Asmund's stash, sigh deeply, stash it back behind him, and nod.
And now Reza's gonna go up and get her short rest.
All right. Which would leave the.
Before we leave,
Go on. No, go for it.
Cypher, there's some remains in that room. I didn't know if you could make use of anything, so it's there.
Don't
You'll
mind
probably recognise him.
Oh.
Nah, can't quite put my finger on it.
It certainly doesn't look like what you left. It's a dried, greyed out, small 3-foot skeletal figure at this point. Its eyes have been drawn into its head.
Great big ears.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to know 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
Is its skin still viable?
It's leathery.
Perfect. Perfectly okay with it being leathery. It's exactly what it's going to get used for.
Yep. It's stuck on the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is its heart viable?
It's desiccated, but it's there.
Whole.
Whole, yeah.
Okay. And does he have his genitals still?
What sort of question is that? Yes, his nuts are still there.
Hey, the dame's like, yeah, you're gonna need some of his bollocks, mate. Goblin bollocks is good, isn't he?
I'm sorry, but what kind of suck do you think that was?
So yeah,
you might have sucked so hard you pulled them back in on them, you know?
yeah, skin, heart, and genitals are still there.
Wonderful. Cypher's gonna flay the goblin,
Yeah.
retrieve his heart and testicles, put them in a jar separate, and be like, job done. Because he doesn't have to dry out the leathery hide, because it's already fucking desiccated. He's like,
Yeah.
nice. Let's start straight away. We'll find out what that's for later on.
Absolutely. Desmond, Vanya. In fact, I think Desmond, I know what Desmond's he's going to be like, fuck this, shopping. Would that be right?
Well, Desmond's gonna go for a little trip to Marmstown. It's been a while. So
It has.
yeah, that's his plan.
All right. Vanya, any last things you wish to do down here in the Undercroft with Cypher flaying desiccated husks, or are you good?
She's gonna go to the Thorn Room and try to attempt the portal.
Ooh, okay. So what we'll do then, it's about 20 past the hour, which means Twitch adverts are going to kick in a minute. Do you want to call a quick break and then we'll find out what's happening? Yeah, fucking timing. Find out what's happening in Marmstown and in the society.
You
All
should
right.
just macabre curiosity about anatomy. Ah.
God damn it. You gotta give it to
What
the
hap-
bot. It comes up with some good stuff sometimes.
It do.
It do. All right. Yeah, we will be but a moment. I'm actually going to grab some rum since I've finished off the Desperados. Be right back.
All right.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Rumor.
Thank you.
Ah, two, I'm back.
That's 2 prisoners down.
One more to go.
Well, Enders, you might find out what Cypher needs those parts for. I mean, if you're paying attention,
Not
you'd
today,
already
you
know.
won't.
No, not today. Fuck that. Fuck it. There's so much to do.
Yeah. All right. Desmond, are you back? Yes, I am. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Fuck yourself. Heck, Lucius.
Mm-hmm. In that case, then we will pop over to Vanya as she steps. Yeah, you good?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, all right. So with Cypher indisposed. Garrett, I would imagine he'd probably follow you into the throne room because he's been doing stuff in there.
Yep. That's where I'm working at the moment.
Yeah. Reza is out of the picture, and Desmond's now happily jaunting down the corridor towards the stairwell to the basement and out with this bag of coin in hand. You step into the throne room, Vanya, and glance around. It seems very reminiscent now of the botanist chambers. There are plants that line the wall. There's a few empty beds at the far side of the room, as well as a multitude of large mushrooms that are starting to, have sprouted, spored, I guess, grown.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
She's gonna go up to an area, or like, is the portal like visible, or is it something that will like appear somewhere?
It's so they. Did you see the botanist appear or disappear?
I think I was in the.
I think you
was
were.
that
Yes.
after? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the way it works is there is a large root, that is just off in the far end of the room. That the portal's inside, and like the outer skin of the root, the bark as such, peeled away when the botanist stepped up to it, and she went in. And then when she'd passed through the portal, the bark closed back around, acting as a sort of door, so that no one can easily go in and out without Elias's say so.
Okay, so she's gonna step up to that area, but you're gonna see her start pulling things out of her pocket and like placing it at the foot. Like, so she puts one wooden stake. She also is gonna put like some copper coins down, and she's gonna pull out one of the alcohol bottles that she has and just kind of pour the liquid on the bottom, and then she's gonna say, "I've given gifts. May I come in?"
You see several roots begin to feel around, grab hold of the stake, toss it away, make their way to the puddle of alcohol, and begin to slurp it up. It then pauses for a moment. Nothing happens. In fact, it's almost like the entire body of Elias goes still. And then 5-10 seconds pass before eventually the bark begins to slowly peel back. And from the other side of the portal that's now visible, this greenish shimmer, you would hear a familiar voice just ring out. So soon, come. Convenient this is, yes, yes. I have heard your request from our dear friend. This voice seems to permeate through the portal as if on the other side.
Before she steps in, she's gonna say, "Is this the botanist in her room?"
At that, you would see this greenish portal. It almost looks like water to an extent, like a emissive green tint to it, and Go on, Garrett.
So I've got so brilliant. I'm just gonna walk up behind her and go, "The longest journey starts with a simple step," and I push her to the
You son of a bitch. Because she was about to tie a rope around herself.
Well, what I was about to say is the botanist is poking her head through the portal.
Oh.
And as you push her forward, the botanist's height is, I would say, about the same height, or roughly the same height as Vanya. The botanist is quite a small dryad. Vanya, roll me an acrobatics check, please. In the words of Mike Tyson, now Kith. You are met face to face with the botanist in up close as you smack straight into her. Maybe not a direct kiss, but regardless, lips on cheek if nothing else. And
Never mind.
no, go on.
Nope.
You have something to say. I'm all ears.
Over here, shortbread thing. Don't mind me.
Vanya.
Vanya is like, so she's a little taken off guard, but she's also like thinking, okay, this is the opportunity, because she was scared to go through the portal because of her and Cypher talking about it, because she was planning on tying a rope to herself and to one of the vines so that in the event that it went somewhere that it wasn't supposed to, they would see the rope and like pull her back. But since it was the botanist, she was like, oh, okay, well, I know where she goes. So she's going to wrap around the botanist.
Oh, no.
So that wherever she goes, Vanya is going to go.
With the force, the botanist is thrust back through the portal back into her room. Oh, no.
Don't.
Better
not break the botanist.
As you burst through, the floral scent assaults your nostril as you quickly glance around and see that you are, of course, in her room. The large tree just off to the side that's now has a very similar appearance to that of Elias. The bark has been pulled back to reveal a portal, and with you wrapped around the botanist, the slight peck on her cheek, she's not fell to the ground, but she's certainly been pushed back with you wrapped, like a monkey clinging around her, and she is looking at you with the most disgusted look, her nose upturned, her eyes boring towards yours, her brow furrowed. You reek. Get off me.
I am. I'm so sorry. I smell, she says, and she's gonna, as she regains her her stance, she's gonna dip into her bag where she has some perfume, and she's gonna start dousing herself with it.
Yeah. No, not of you. No. She's going to turn her head slightly towards you, Vanya. This disgusted look still painted plainly across her features. You made a deal with her. You smell like her. It is all over you. Why?
But I'm still me. I'm not her. But we're trying to make the world a better place, right? All the sadness and negativity in the world. But my perfume doesn't mask what you're smelling.
The botanist exhales deeply. A sorrowful look now crosses her features as she steps up close to you, Vanya, wraps her arms around you and pulls you into an embrace. And with her lips to your ear, do be careful. Whilst what you think you may have from her there is, well, make sure she doesn't become the prime sister. Now, she steps back, dusts herself off, shudders for a moment with that, oh, I've just hugged something disgusting. What can I do for you today?
Well, how does one become the prime?
Not sure on details, but she needs to make sure that, well, prime typically one who gives orders and the others obey. You, if you wish to remain true to yourself, then she needs to be the one to obey you, but I fear you have started a path that I know little more, but just be mindful of agreeing to everything she says, yes?
Okay. Interesting. I mean, because right now, my group, I call the shots, and okay. No, I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me come through your door and embracing you on the ride over. But I do need to go talk to the nurse. Is that okay when I come through your area?
Is this going to be a regular occurrence?
Well, I mean, because I think like Cypher is gonna come talk to the botanist every now. I mean, not the botanist. The coroner, and I think it's kind of like like a hey, we're gonna knock on the neighbor's door and come talk to everyone. So probably, yeah. Right?
Roll me an insight check, please, Vanya.
Let me find it.
The botanist goes quiet, her expression blank as these words roll in one ear, rattle around her head. She begins to process what's just been said. As you look towards her, you get the impression that she is currently in the process of trying to deal with what may be several people in and out of her sanctum. And that blank expression slowly begins to dour and darken. Her brows begin to furrow above her nose. The usual smile on her lips, in a rare show, turn downwards. No.
I'll tell the others.
Out.
Wait. I'll tell the others. He scurries out.
As you begin to scurry towards the door, she'll turn her attention to the tree that has the that has the portal, and with an outstretched hand towards the tree, she casts Blight. You just begin to see the tree wither. Its leaves immediately begin to darken, browning before falling off. What was once a verdant and lively, healthy tree begins to twist and contort as it is desiccated and drained.
Well, in the middle of it, Vanya's gonna go, whoa, 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 whoa. No, like, I promise you, we will not use it to do, because I was uncertain of what.
Vanya, roll me a DC
We were
18
supposed
Constitution saving throw, please. That hand and the scowl on her face, the force of nature that is the botanist, turns her full attention towards you.
What would you say, a DC?
There you go. There's the button.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Shit.
She is in no mood for discussions as the tree begins to twist and contort, gnarl and dry out. As soon as you begin to voice opposition, this face that is only... The only words to describe it would be that of rage turns to you. And with a brief sylvan mutter, you take 34 points of damage. As your body also begins to dry out, any water begins to evaporate from your skin.
Did you say 30?
34.
Ooh.
Get out!
I'm sorry, she runs off.
At this point, your skin begins to go tight against your muscles. Whatever water was in there begins to evaporate and desiccate. Your clothing begins to decay. And just before you step out of the room, you would just see her step up towards this tree. You speak Sylvan? Or you're learning it? You are learning Sylvan, aren't you?
No.
She
She
doesn't
was
know
learning
it.
Abyssal.
Abyssal.
But she
Right.
knows Elvish.
Sadly. Elvish is close-ish to Sylvan. Maybe you would hear the words disgusting, tainted, no use. And with that, you would also see that this tree, its roots pull out of the ground. Now, it's not a smooth motion. The roots seem like an old man. This gnarled tree begins to twist and groan as it rises up on its own roots and creakingly begins to make its way towards the door. Get the impression that maybe every single plant in the botanist's room has been awoken, similar to Elias. And this tree with the portal, punished for no good reason of its own, painstakingly begins to crawl its way out behind you, Vanya, into the main chamber of the society. And it's there, as it steps into the central area, it finds a small, secluded corner. And like an old, forgotten man, the tree just begins to settle back, leaning against the wall, creaking as it does. The dried out vines and roots slowly and carefully begin to try and burrow beneath the stonework as it makes its final resting place. The bark peels back, revealing the green portal. And it's there the awoken tree dies but the portal remains in effect.
Well, couldn't you have told me that before I interrupted her? Damn it.
You are not in a good way.
No.
You emerge into the central chamber with this creaking, dying tree behind you, feeling like every drop of moisture in your body is being pulled out, and at the last minute, just before you feel death overcome you, the effect fades, leaving you parched, dried. You get the impression that whatever dream you had, you may start looking like that.
Oh, man. So at this point, she's too weak and wants to go back and rest. So she pulls out a parchment to leave a note for the nurse to come see her, that they have things that they need to discuss. And so she's gonna write it, set it on, and say to the nurse, slip it under her, like into her chamber, and then try to go back through the portal to go lay down.
All right, as you stumble your way back from the nurse's chamber door, you get to the portal in this gnarled dead tree, step through and find yourself back in the Undercroft. Garrett, you would probably see the branches or the bark on Elias peel back, revealing the portal as a desiccated Vanya stumbles out into the room.
Should have been gone, what, less than a minute?
No. This would have... It'd be a few minutes at least, for her to step through. This happen, write the note, come back. So 5-10 minutes max.
Did the portal do that to you?
In a roundabout way. It's it was the location of the portal.
Is it not in the society?
Oh, it was. It was and she's just weak, and she's like, it was in the botanist room, and it is no longer in the botanist room. It's in the corridor now. You're welcome.
So confused.
Yeah, me too. Apparently she didn't like that we would be visiting her room and not solely to be visiting her.
Yes. Don't suppose she'd want constant interruptions.
Yeah, and I may have interrupted her in the middle of moving said portal, not knowing. And, I'm very tired now, Garrett. I need to go rest.
Yeah, I think you do.
Can you help me? Or someone? I need something to drink too.
I pass her a water flask from my desk.
And she guzzles it.
Well, okay then. And I put the empty flask back on my desk.
Yeah, you're not keeping that.
Yes, go and get yourself some rest.
Are you not gonna help me?
You managed to get here all the way from the society on your own.
That's because I was just a few steps away from the portal, but I'll make it. I'll make it. And she just kind of starts, just like her right foot isn't like fully like working, so she's just dragging it and just slowly, like it just looks so sad as she's leaving the room. And Garrett
Vanya.
has just refused to help her.
Hold your head up high, and every step will make you stronger in your journey.
I like that, Garrett, but that doesn't help in this situation.
Come on, then. And I offer her my arm, and I lead her off to her room.
She just kind of like goes limp, like on him, like where he's got like his arm wrapped around, where he's just basically doing all the work and dragging her, and she's just like head on his shoulder, just go, thank you.
Has Desmond already left by the time this happens? It doesn't seem like a lot of time's gone by.
No, it's up to you. It's up to you, Desmond.
Just Desmond coming out with his coin and everything ready, seeing this and in the quarter, it's just, oh dear. Is there another magic bag that's been shaken?
But Vanya's gonna lift her head and go, I did rattle something.
He's gonna glance at Garrett and then at Vanya. And, well, yeah, but maybe a bath would be a good idea. I'll be back. And Desmond's going to try to get up the stairs before. Yeah, he's going to try to just work it out.
He's
get on
gone.
his way.
Mm-hmm. We get to Vanya's door, and it's like, here, delivered. Sleep well.
He doesn't take her in there.
I don't enter ladies' rooms.
And she's just gonna, weakly open the door, say, thank you, Garrett. And she's just gonna shut the door behind her and then just fall on the bed face first and pass out.
He's so lucky. That was a bad roll. That was a bad roll.
Yeah, that's good.
7-7.
You were hoping you would have killed me, huh?
I mean, she rolled a 7 and a 7, which were the two high rolls. The other ones then were 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 2.
That was lucky.
Yeah.
I've learned my lesson. I'll never interrupt her again.
Vanya almost ended up as hag jerky.
I mean, I don't know. Cypher would have come in, like, ground me up or something.
I mean, in all fairness, so far, this campaign, we're 55 episodes in, we've been flame-struck by the coroner and blighted by the botanist. That's not bad. It's not bad going. You've not been hit by the nurse or the chirurgeon yet, so, well done.
She got commanded by the chirurgeon to
She did
leave,
get, commanded, but no, I wouldn't. Let me rephrase that. You've not been hit with an offensive spell.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
By the nurse or the chirurgeon yet.
I mean, the rest of us are tickety-boo.
All right. So, with Vanya now resting in her chambers, Reza resting in her chambers. Garrett busy. Cypher gutting. Desmond, let's go for a bit more normality, shall we?
Oh, certainly. So Desmond is going to go out and go towards Marmstown. He's going to go along the northwest route because he doesn't really want to go. It's just there's something in his mind. He doesn't want to go southwest towards where everything happened for a little while. Because
obvious reasons.
it is Marmstown, right?
It is indeed Marmstown. Oh no, sorry, no, for the blacksmith, Kartov.
Oh, that's right, Kartov. Shit.
No, it's all good.
Kartov.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Marmstown and the other one, like, because I just remember so Desmond's just going to stroll along, take his time, and get there, look around, see if there's anybody. Like, he's clearly armed, but he's not wearing armor right now.
Mm-hmm.
There danger abounds, but he's pretty confident he can bludgeon anyone he needs to death. And he's just going to approach the smithy, see if he could see the smoke in the distance. That's a pretty good sign for him, and he'll follow that.
There is indeed. In the center of Kartov, there's basically like a crossroad. On one side is a small tavern, a small inn that should you ever sit there and look out, you would be able to have a perfect view of the smithy over the road. And this is, of course, the smithy of Damien Hellman.
So Desmond will approach, listening for the sound of hammer falls and anything else. Just trying to get a sense of.
I say, yep, there is certainly, the noise of a hammer striking an anvil, so it would be the clatter of a hammer hitting an anvil followed by that hitting of hot steel or iron.
Well then, he'll let him finish up whatever he's working on. Take him up, because blacksmiths will frequently measure what they're looking at and move it around. So he'll wait for him. He'll wait for him to not be in mid swing or anything like that to throw him off. And
absolutely.
He'll just say hello.
As Damien, as you approach the main building, it's almost like two houses that have been joined in the center by a workshop, and where this central workshop is, the front of it has two large wooden doors that swing out into the street, and it's here where Damien does the majority of his work in the smithy in this central workshop. As he's swinging away, at the moment he seems to be forging swords. You see several of them hanging and resting on a rack just off to the side, and with you calling out, he turns out, good day. Oh, it's you. Bear with me. Desmond, I believe. Armor, yes?
That's right. That is right.
How have you been? It's been a while. I was honestly expecting to not see you again, to be honest, considering any motions of thumb outdoors in the direction south.
Well, let's just say that time being what it is and all, the armor would have been very useful. So I've been a bit preoccupied. But I'm here now.
Yeah, good. I'm not usually one to judge a book by its cover, but and with that, he'll put his hammer down and begin to make his way towards a stand just off to the side where you see an incredibly finely forged breastplate. Originally, I was going to just, hammer it out and get something nice out of what you gave me, but, well, turned into a little bit of a passion project of mine. This, something to do in the evenings, so may have spruced it up, reinforced it a little bit for you. What do you think? And with that, I'll take it off the stand, and in front of you, Desmond, there is this well-forged breastplate. It's still got a similar look to the armor that you had before. It's still quite ornate, but obviously with him taking your size previously, it's been shrunk down. The original chest piece seems to have the sides taken off, bent into.
Yeah, I imagine he'd have to make alterations and stuff.
Absolutely.
As long as it's serviceable, that's really all Desmond's looking for. So, well, if I could try it on, see how it fits, I could tell you.
Please, by all means, I'd appreciate it. And, with you having this... let's make sure it fits first, eh?
Yes. So Desmond he's not wearing, obviously, his other armor is pretty much toast. And he's got his fancy jacket on. He's got his... Yeah, so he'll just start putting it on. Breastplate would be a little bit of leather underneath, and then... Well, he's got the leather under armor.
Yep.
So he's looking at just putting the breastplate over that and seeing if it's well supported, if there's any wiggle room, if it needs to be secured anywhere.
It would be absolutely perfect.
And he'll start moving his arms, pivoting around, taking steps. Well, this is good. This is good. Probably, honestly, better than expected.
Hey, what can I say? I've had many years to perfect my craft, but it kind of brings me to a little bit of a conundrum as such. And now, usually, it seems a bit out of this world for asking a small child for help, but considering you're wearing something like that as if it doesn't bother you, I dare say that you're familiar with a little bit of the old rough handling of individuals, or at least you can look after yourself. Perhaps you've got friends who look after you. Not to presume, of course.
No offense taken. I would hear what you need help with, and I think I could probably assist.
Oh, good. Right. Well, you hear about the old issue down in Malmstown a few nights back?
Something about lights in the sky.
Yeah.
I heard that there was a lot of people who vanished or perished or something like that.
You see, here's the problem. A few of the individuals who vanished were somewhat thugs who ran a few of the gangs in Malmstown. I think they were in cahoots with some individuals who used to come around. I don't know all the details. I don't tend to keep my ear out for that. But since that happened a few nights back, I had a bit of a break-in, and so the rest of the armor that you had, luckily that thing, and he points towards the breastplate, that was in the house at the time, but the gauntlets, the greaves, and the few other bits that I altered for you, may have gone missing.
Right. Well, things do happen. What else did they take?
Nothing too much. It was mostly weapons. I mean, it's put me in a bit of a bind, but that's not, that's not your issue. Basically, what I'm asking is if I could, offer the work on the armor for free and perhaps a small stipend, a bit of coin. You and maybe your associates or people you know, if you could perhaps reclaim a few of the goods that were taken, I very much appreciate it. There was about 4 or 5 of the individuals that I was told about, and I mean they are operating out of Malmstown, but well, I believe the expression is you don't shit on your own doorstep now, do you?
Ah, I see. Out of Momstown. I wonder. Don't think that the guard dogs would come this far north. Maybe. Well, Desmond has gotten a total of 15 silver coins, which I think is
More
compared to
than
what we
enough.
agreed on. It's a lot. It's a lot. He's going to take the coins out of his pouch, like from the secure container in the jacket he has.
Yep.
Well, so yes, I'll see to that. But for now, take this, and he's going to give him 15 silver coins.
Holy shit. I was supposed to pay you for your services.
Well, this is for the armor and that. One transaction at a time. It keeps things from getting muddy. So, I recommend keeping that in the house or somewhere where no one will find it. But that should see you set for some time. And there are people with fancy armor in Momstown and the proper weapons that you've made. I don't think they'll be that hard to find.
Yeah, it's maybe a few. 2 chainmail shirts was in regards to the armor, but yes, a few swords. The main things that freshly forged. It's hard to miss them. They were meant to be for a client who visits Market Row, I believe, but again. Don't really ask the details. I just forge the things and sell them on. But yes, if they could be returned within a few days before my associate turns up, I would very much appreciate it.
Well, Desmond's gonna stretch a little bit more. I'll have a look at it.
Thank you, and if do you want anything to eat at all, or?
I think I'll give that a pass for now. Don't want to be walking on a full stomach,
With that, Damien slowly nods. He hoists his hammer up in a thankful gesture towards you, Desmond, and then with the coin purse in hand, he looks down, begins to count through the coin, and his eyes widen a little more. All right, well, thank you for your patience. This is yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
I know. It'll be fine. I'll let you know if I find anything about the taken goods and everything.
Hey, if you need anything else, weapons sharpening or a new blade or anything like that, by all means, the Helven Smith is always open, always looking for business.
Oh yes, you'll be the recommendation for clients that could pay.
Yeah, I actually believe you, strangely enough.
But
Thank you.
I'll be honest, the ones that I don't trust, I'm probably not going to send here to bother you.
He smirks, nods in response, and offers you a wave.
All right then. So wearing this breastplate, Desmond will just start strolling. You know, he's getting a feel for it and thinking about, really hoping he doesn't have to go smash the skulls into those guys down in Marmstown.
Oh.
He'll do it if he has to.
Are you heading to Marmstown?
He's gonna head that way.
All right.
Like, not just to, like, you know, if there's a couple of fucksticks wearing chainmail that's brand new, like, he's just gonna go through there to check it out.
All right. As you begin to head south, eventually, as you make your way through the dirt roads, you get to the edge of Marmstown, and it's not burning. Let me get rid of that. That was a while back
Not
now.
even longer, at least.
Yeah. You would see as you begin to approach Marmstown that there is a group of 5 individuals standing guard on the main road into Marmstown. 2 of them wearing chainmail, a few others with rather fresh-looking blades. One of them stood in the middle of the street, swinging it around. And one of the individuals you would recognize. It wouldn't be the chap that you and Cypher spoke with before, but one of his underlings. And he seems to be stood at the head of the group with this bit of a lisp. He seems to have part of his jaw missing, and a large wadding sort of stuck to the side of his cheek. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, if you swing it a bit, get a feel for it. Yeah. Very high pitched
There's
voice.
5 guys. Yeah. Just Desmond's looking around for their leader that he remembers, the mushroom farmer.
Yep, he is not there.
Are we near? Is this near the place where he took us to talk?
Relatively, you know, within a sort of 5 or 10 minute walk. Yes.
So not really. Desmond's going to approach, just kind of casually and just from a short distance.
You would be recognised by the. Hey, it's that little boy from the other from a couple of weeks back. Yeah. Hey,
Yes. Where's Jonah?
Jonah, it's fucking brown bread, mate. Brown bread.
Brown bread. Not familiar with the term.
Oh, I mean, he's fucking dust, isn't he? Stupid bastards got drawn into that old fucking light show, didn't he? Yeah. Name's Tamara. I'm in charge of that. How you doing, little boy? In fact, I remember not to piss you off because I know you were, you know. Oh. And as he says that, he puffs up his chest and makes a bit of a joking gesture that you're some hard man.
Oh, yes. Okay. So you're in charge here.
Yep. Since Jonah's
Desmond's
fucking...
gonna pull his mace.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Show me that you're in charge here.
No.
And he's gonna hit him. He's gonna actually hit him with like If this guy does not draw a sword, he's going to hit him as hard as he can.
Roll an attack.
It's just. The guy, if he wants to roll initiative or something, fine.
No, there's no need for initiative on this. He's not drawn a weapon. He's got his hands up. You just come in with the iron hand and beat him with it.
Oh, sorry. I got
so
it.
good. Don't need to apologize.
So it's at one. Attack. Normal.
Fuck off, man.
Oh my giddy good god.
Beautiful.
You can't write this shit. Roll damage. Desmond.
Best thing is that was a crap roll.
Desmond, what are you doing?
Well, just the guy is just there talking, and he's being a goon. So Desmond just he waits a second. If the guy doesn't draw his weapon or anything, he's just gonna hit him. How tall is the guy? Like,
I would say like 5.5, roughly.
Just big arc, right overhand, right in the face. Just hollows his gourd. Just like the iron hand just hits him in the face. His face impacts. And like the middle finger on the mace is just stuck out the top of his head for a moment. Before it just pulls it back, it just squelches and he just drops.
The 4 other guards, I say guards, thugs around him just freeze. They see this, watch the body drop to the dirt, look at you, look back to the body, back to you, Desmond, back to the body, back to you. And all of them immediately shoot their... No, it's not just a casual raise of their hands, it's all of them raise their hands as high above their head as possible.
Good. I want you to know, if you run, you will die tired. Now, all the new things you've gone and pilfered, let's have them.
Let me find a new portrait. Oh. God damn it.
Desmond chose violence today.
I've never been so.
Sorry, go on, Garrett. What was that?
I've never been so proud.
All right, let's go for this Harry Potter looking motherfucker. All right, there's a somewhat youngish chap with this weird pointy hat. He's got broken glasses. With one of his new swords that, he was the one who's swinging this sword around in the street. He kind of drops the sword into the dirt, shoots his hands, he's like, all right, yeah, it's there, you can have it.
Yep. I know what's missing. Best pony everything up.
Yeah, of course. All right, lads, you heard him. A multitude of voices begin to ring out. Oh, yeah, of course. We did. It was a bit of a bally anyway, yeah. Fuck him. Fuck his family. Fuck his ancestors.
So, on the side, I was looking just at Foundry. I didn't realize you had a portrait for the guy. Like, I was just, like, it was going to happen. Yeah. Now I feel like a dick.
Don't apologize.
But
so yeah, sheepishly, the last guy who was wearing the chainmail just begins to take it off. He slowly raises it to the point where it gets to his neck. And then as it gets to his neck, he hesitates for a minute. And then rapidly pulls it over his head to the point of he doesn't really want to break eye contact with you. He doesn't want to, have you out of his sight for a minute. But eventually the chainmail comes off, drops into the dirt below. He drops his sword. The three other guys as well drop their sword along with this incredibly young-looking idiot.
Right. Now, and I mean this in the most respectful terms because I know you live here, but if you don't get out of my sight, things will get worse.
Yeah, just we'll go back to farming the old mushrooms. We'll go back to farming the mushrooms. Yeah.
And he has stood there with the mace just in front of him, kind of like almost like a pointer, like he's just kind of moving, like kind of gesturing. And he's just going to stay perfectly still with this thing, like just looking directly at them to let them know, like, it's not like he would feel nothing to kill them. It would just be a simple task.
Oh, they understand. They are well and truly petrified of you, and as they start to back away from you, Desmond, eventually after they gain 5-10 feet away from you, they would 180 and set off at a sprint into Marmstown away from you.
And his eyes are his head's gonna follow them, but he just holds that same pose with his body until they are all out of sight. And then he's going to go to just start talking. I really should have had them carry the thing back or something, or apologize, or something else. But, the more people you involve, the messier it gets. Have to do everything yourself if you want it done properly. And, chances are if we'd sent the contractors, they would have brought back a captive or a questioning for some reason. And then he's just going to start piling everything basically it's not light and he can carry it, but it's he's gonna get the stuff and just do his best to kind of get it where he can carry it, and he's gonna just basically just hoof it right back where he came from. towards
yeah
yep,
it's probably been about an hour.
Yeah.
Back in
Job done.
Back in Kartov.
Hello. And now the scene has changed because Desmond is now going to be like, if he's approaching, if he hears the hammering, he's going to stand in the doorway. He's got the mace down to his side because he has it out still because he's in that kind of place. It's down to the side. He's got everything else under that arm. He's probably got blood spray on his face. The mace has brains and blood on it.
Fucking
I'm back.
You're is that my is that
It better be all of it, otherwise I'm gonna have to go back and get the rest. And he's going to just go inside. He's gonna step in now that he's been acknowledged and set it down. He's not gonna drop it. He's gonna set it down. And just, I don't know if the other parts of my stuff are in there, but see, simple job, simple task.
Damien's just cradling his jaw at the moment as he looks at this pile of gear that's been dropped or placed on the table, and he just slowly begins to nod. Yes, that is everything.
I apologize for any blood that might be on it, but I'm just one person.
No apology need. That was. He looks towards you, Desmond, with a bit of an arched brow. he reaches into the pouch on his apron and pulls out a towel and offers it towards you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you've got something on your face there, Desmond.
Oh.
And
Desmond
hair.
start wiping his face, and like when he mentions the hair, he's just gonna kind of shake like a dog a little bit, like try to get it out that way, and then the towel over it, and oh well, I'll have to take care of that when I get back. And then he's gonna start polishing them, like cleaning the viscera off of the mace, because there's no way something like that comes to rest at someone's skull and it's not filthy.
It's certainly stained crimson.
And well, honestly, at least looking at the rag, at this point, probably just best burn it. Burn that. You said that there were greaves. Let's see if there's anything in. Well, you let me know if you can find it. I don't know. Might sound weird, but I don't want to go through your things.
Give me a days to clean this up and where are you where do you call home if for me to get this stuff back to you?
I spend a fair amount of time in lower streets and Market Row, coming and going around the Baron's Folly Tavern. That's about it.
All right, Baron's Folly. I'll.
I don't mind coming back here. I enjoy the stretching my legs.
I couldn't ask of my. He glances over you again as you're streaks in blood. My savior for the business to. No, I'll. Baron's Folly. I've heard a few tales. That's their. It's not not the epicenter, but a lot of the larger gangs seem to congregate around the Folly. A bit of a position of power, and well, if I'm starting to understand why.
Lots of people go in and out of there. Maybe looking around, you might be able to find clients who need quality tools, but that'd be the kind of clients I would just be sending to you.
All right. Well, thank you for your patronage and such a rapid turnaround of getting these things back to me. Fucking hell. And with that, with a somewhat shaky hand, he'll offer a small coin pouch towards you. Said there was payment involved for the return of these things.
Just honestly, I don't care much for coin. But it was more or less something for me to do this afternoon.
Well, all right. Well, if you don't want that, perhaps if there is anything you need in the future forged or made, then can bring me the materials and consider any work done on the house. How's that sound?
The services are very, very high value and mean much more than much more than the coin. So yes, that works for me.
Damien offers a hand towards you, Desmond.
Desmond's going to then realize and put the mace away because he's just kind of held it there, like had it down in a position. Oh yes, and he'll shake the guy's hand, Damien's hand, and well, you be safe out here. Make sure to lock up. You could probably. He's gonna look at the doorway. Is it like this workshop? Is it like a stall door, like a barn door?
Yeah. Imagine it previously used as a stable that's been converted into a smithy.
Yeah. be sure to lock up. I could see a lot of ne'er-do-wells and such who wanted to get in here.
Well,
Very well.
honestly, with what you've paid, I think I can certainly take a few days rest to forge a few new bolts for the doors and reinforce the place. So, thank you, Desmond, for your patronage. It's certainly well, coin's not exactly free flowing here in Novostoya, not like it used to be, but well.
Well, that's how it is everywhere. You want
It
the
is.
coin, you need to squeeze it from people.
Yes, you make your bed and you lie in it, don't you? I believe is the expression.
Sometimes. Could be better about making my bed. You know, maybe that's what I'll do for the rest of the afternoon. Clean things up, tidy things. Well, thanks again.
With you turning to depart, Damien would probably just offer you a brief wave as he looks back down at the pouch of coin and the viscera-crusted chainmail and the other items that were recovered, and once again offers a thankful nod in your parting direction, Desmond. 24 damage, fucking hell. It's beautiful.
It was on the low end.
There it was. It was very much on the low end. What was that? A 3, a 2, and a 1. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof.
Still though, goddamn. But Desmond will depart and walk back towards the folly. He's gonna be, you know, he's got his new armor and it's fancy looking. So he's just kind of feeling pretty good about himself. So he's gonna go the roundabout way, like from Karatov. He's gonna, yeah, no, actually, it's pretty much a straight shot. But he'll walk up the main road the entire way, just obviously feeling very good about himself because he's got his fresh new armor, and he's gonna keep looking at it and like look at the glint in the sun, like that isn't there. But he's mimicking that, like oh yeah.
I look fly, yo.
Yeah, you know, he needs to get spinners on this armor or something. Yeah, he'll walk back up and just back to the folly, taking his time. Just not a care in the world, really.
All right. As you make your way back to the folly, at this point, a fair few hours have passed, and it would probably be late afternoon. It would be here as you approach the courtyard from the main street through lower streets. You would see Garrett and Cypher darting off into the warehouse. A few other individuals, some stumbling back to the bunkhouse, others into the bar. A half-orc unloading a wagon of barrels and other gear, and a large rat that's just sat on the back of a wagon. Just another day in Novostoya.
Oh yes. Well, Desmond will approach, just looking at everything going on its side. Like, he doesn't have a lot of plans, so he's just taking everything in, and he'll stroll inside and just go to the back, take a seat, take a load off for a little bit. Just it almost looks like he's kind of like thinking about something, like, pondering, and he's just going to take a seat at the spot where everybody usually converges, and
Sure.
just going to set up there
Alright.
and just wait, just think to himself for a bit.
At this point, the folly would now be open. There's a fair few people in. The fact that the folly's been closed has drawn a bit of ire from the regulars. Several seem to be crowding around the bar, harking Julian on as to why the bar's been closed for so long. Get me the finest thing, not the top shelf. Can't afford that. No, not that. Next. Fuck it. We'll stick with the bottom shelf. That sort of conversation. Meanwhile, in the warehouse, unless you've got anything you wish to add to that, Desmond?
Well, seeing this, Desmond is going to actually go over to the bar where Julian is, and he's going to just order an ale, like in a big tankard, to drink.
Julian will just give you a bit of the arched brow, the questioning look. All right. Sure. Yes, I can't turn you down, management. You sure you should be drinking at your age?
And Julian, I'm curious, how old do you think I am? Like, if you had to guess.
Oh, here we go.
Just,
Julian's
I'm just
blind.
curious.
Yeah, he'll look, or at least position himself towards you, Desmond, and with a bit of a tilted head. Well, honestly, do you mind me feeling your odd question? I know, and not one that I would usually ask of someone of your younger disposition. But would you mind me touching your
Okay.
face?
I think I understand what you're saying. Sure. Poor Julian.
So he reaches over the counter and just quickly brushes a hand over your cheek, under your chin, rests a hand over, palmed over your face, and nods. I would say within the ages of 10 to perhaps 13, Master Desmond.
All right. Okay. Well, if that's what you think, all right. Things are beginning to make a little bit more sense. Appreciate that. I will say I'm older than that. But it'll be fine.
He's
It'll be
already
fine. I
pouring
appreciate
a tankard. As soon as you mentioned that you're older, Julian's a pretty smart cookie. He's already opened one of the casks and is pouring the ale into a tankard for you.
Well, I don't think you've ever touched me before. You're being remarkably calm. That's good. Thank you.
He would offer a smile and a respectful and understanding nod.
Yeah, because Julian is now aware that Desmond is probably not normal.
Yep. Yep.
And then he'll go and sit with that, and he'll sip off it a little bit. Just, it's more for show than anything else, but he's just gonna sit there, and very pleased with himself.
Yeah. Julian didn't react in the slightest. Whilst he doesn't know exactly what everyone is, you don't work in the folly as long as you have done. With the sort of heightened senses he has in certain areas, without picking up a few things and knowing.
Oh yeah, he
he knows.
He definitely like measured size and like as a human, you'd be about this old if you're this large,
Yeah.
etc. But you know, it works. It's just Julian is a gem. Like he is a treasured member of the Folly who will be protected at all costs.
He knows he's got it good. He also knows, you know, that again, outside of the Folly, who knows? You know, he probably wouldn't be able to have the life he's got now.
Blind beggar on the streets, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
He also knows his daughter's safe in the Folly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Laella's probably oblivious to everything, but best way. But sorry, go on, Desmond.
Nope. No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's compared to a lot of people, she probably leads us like a charmed life.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. All right. In the warehouse, though, Garrett and Cypher. You've got something interesting.
We got quite a few things that are interesting, yes.
Over to you two.
All right, so I was just going to look at Garrett and Billy. So what are you going to do with it then?
The hair. I think I'm going to grind it down even further. Mix it with some of the black powder in a jar. Let's see if I can't make a blinding grenade.
I mean, judging from everybody's eyes, it's not a bad show.
Then if we have to have any more fights with groups of mages, they won't be able to shoot spells at us if they can't see us.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
And these fangs, they look like they're bit on the end of a arrow or maybe even a crossbow bolt.
I mean, I've got no use for them. I mean, I just need the venom sacs. Not even all of them, honestly. If you want to use the rest to poison the tips of them.
I think that would work.
I'll take the 2 big ones and you can have everything else.
Lovely. Because if you look at the state of those contractors, it's quite potent.
Is it? Or did they just suck at fighting? Because every time I see them, they're all in shit state.
You know, I gave them a big box of potions a while back, and they came back looking like that. I dread to think.
Just can't get the stuff nowadays.
At least we got Scarn.
True. If only I could have a dozen scards. Instead of that, and he just gestures to the giant rat lying in the corner.
Yeah, because the rat is down in the corner of the storeroom.
Yeah. What do you suppose that is? Huh?
Don't let
It's like-
Francis see it, else that'll be tomorrow's dinner.
I mean, it's basically on death's door and he prods it with a stick.
I would imagine this giant rat doesn't respond because it's pretty injured and tired and sleeping.
So,
Weird.
is that one of them?
I think so. I think that's the ugly one.
Which one's the ugly one?
The short, ugly one.
I'm drawing a blank.
All right. So with the bits and pieces now secured, a plan for the fangs. I'm not going to ask you to roll now. We'll have a think on how. Give me a bit of time to think on what we can do in the numbers. Fucking just giggling at chat. I mean, no one asked for any more potions. Falco's seeing you come back. You're like, yeah, they're all right.
Still alive.
Still alive. Fuck it. Is there anything else you guys wish to do?
I'm all good.
Has Reza slept for 8 hours at this point?
I would probably say yes. By the end of it, you can have an 8 hour, as can Vanya as well. Have an 8 hour short rest. So we'll push it towards the late evening of the day. Desmond, nothing of interest has occurred in the tavern. The topic of conversation still seems to be who were the people in the sky? What was the purple light? What was the green light? Oh, it was it was mages blowing themselves up, or no, it was some extraterrestrial beings that came out of the clouds like some spirits of days gone.
We'll wander down and see Desmond sitting at their usual table and just kind of slide in next to him and, without skipping a beat, just take a sip from his ale jug.
You look better.
I feel better.
Good.
Is Desmond still wearing his new breastplate?
Oh yeah, he hasn't changed or anything since he came back.
We'll take a look at it and say, oh, that's some fine work. I see you followed my advice.
I did. The guy over there, outside of the pale and I don't mean offense, but you have a very fair complexion. Samantha, he resembles you a bit.
She kind of
Weird.
chuckles a bit to herself and takes another sip from his tankard.
Nice guy.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's interesting. He'd been robbed, so I had to go and cave someone's skull in for him.
You know. I'm glad. That was very good of you, Desmond.
Good for him. Not so good for the other fellow.
Well,
Although, maybe the knowledge that he was robbed and then the person's head got caved in will keep him safe from other people for a bit. Who knows? Well, on a side note, if you want anything made, blade or made from iron, steel, or whatever, he seems pretty good. Pretty good.
I'll have to have a think on that.
Yeah. Just enjoying watching everyone here. Probably the nicest place in, this entire quarter of the city.
It does Don't know about you, Desmond, but it really has come to feel like home to me.
I think that might be a good way of putting it.
Or at least a place of comfort and refuge.
Better than a vacant, cold hall, corridors, and nothing. This is much warmer. Nice. Well,
Vanya's gonna enter the room, but not say anything. Just kind of, because she still looks like she's had a rough night, and she's just gonna go in and sit beside them and just be quiet.
But they heard her coming. Flies the tankard over to Vanya.
She drinks it, sets it down, looks at both of them, and says, I'm gonna need to go source some potions or something tomorrow because I'm not bouncing back like I used to. And then she takes a sip again and then just is quiet.
I'll have a talk with Sal about that.
While her mouth's in the mug, she, thank you.
What are Garrett and Cypher up to?
No idea.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't ask about Garrett. He just goes where he pleases. And he may or may not, well, most of the time, not even realize it. I'm sure they're fine. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Everything's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that right now, but that sounds great.
So, with the three of you sat in the darkened far corner of the folly, sharing a single tankard of ale that's probably by this point starting to get a little bit warmer than most would like. Desmond has had it for a while as he's been sat in the back of the tavern. Garrett, Cypher, doing their thing. I think that's a pretty good point for us to end it, unless anyone's got anything they wish to add.
No. You'll find out what Cypher's been up to with the body parts of the gnome next week.
Yeah. So there are a few congratulations in order, I guess, or commiserations. First, Reza, congratulations on your descent. Go on. In fact, I'll let you say it.
My vampiric level up.
Mm-hmm. You are now a tier 2 vampire, which comes with a few boons, but also a couple more flaws, which I'm sure we'll learn about in due course.
I just like how it makes it sound like vampirism is a pyramid scheme.
Talking about pyramid schemes, Vanya, congratulations on your first step. You have now become a tier 1 hag.
Everything Vanya has ever dreamed of becoming.
So from sort of stepping back from an out of character point of view, tier 2 vampirism requires you to basically suckle upon a vampire of a higher position than you, and You managed to get there. Well done.
Diablerie.
In regards to hag stuff, the forming of a coven is certainly the first step into the dark. And, yep. Well done, Vanya. I think you've made a hag coven.
Now, this should serve as an example to Cypher that, you know, if you really want help doing your steps towards your transformation, all you have to do is ask. You don't have to steal the parts for the ceremony.
Or put others in harm's way.
Nobody got fucking harmed in the making of.
I did. I did. But I got stuff out of it, though. So did I get harmed?
But thank you all for your support. This
Yeah.
episode and last episode, killing the body.
It was a good one. It was a good one.
Bum.
Bomb.
Can I just... Oh,
No, I'm going.
I was just going to say, like, it shouldn't surprise anybody because Vanya's been an entrepreneur at heart, and creating things and bringing people together is, you know, is what she does. So go ahead, Garrett.
I didn't have anything to say.
Yeah? Get fucked. Yeah? Goodbye, chat.
Bye, chat.
No.
And see you next time on Pariahs.
Oh, get muted. Boop. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us for episode 55 of Pariahs. I hope you enjoyed it. That was I would say a nice chill episode, but it wasn't. That was just another dark day in Nova Stoya. So yeah, I'm going to head over to the old ending screen, and we'll find someone to raid, hopefully. So once again, thank you for the support, and we'll see you all Saturday for Chronicles or Sunday for Pariahs. With that said, though, I'm going to click this music and find someone to raid. Ta-ta! Ta-ta for now.